In the previous episode, we built ourselves a little fishing hut, as well as a fully functional canoe that we can go on future adventures with. And in today's episode, we're going to be upgrading our wood farm, as well as making a giant, lovely sawmill build to go along with it. But before we can do any of that, we are going to need brass, and in order to get brass, we're going to need a mixing bowl. And in order to get a mixing bowl up to temperature, we're going to need a blaze burner. Why am I so close to the camera? Why am I so close? Also, check out what is here on my back. I killed a skeleton with a backpack and he actually managed to drop it, and so I have this. We can fully upgrade this backpack as well, and that's just wonderful. That's exactly what we need. Because we are going to be getting a lot of resources, because obviously if we're going to need a blaze burner, we are going to need ourselves a blaze, and in order to do that, we're going to need to go to the nether. Now, I've actually already crafted up the ingredients here. 4 iron sheets gets us a blaze burner plus some netherrack. So once we actually get to the nether, we're going to be able to make up this blaze burner and then capture ourselves a blaze. I've also gone ahead and upgraded our tools because I don't want to waste any time today. We need to jump into this because we have to go through that nether portal over there, and I don't know how built it is, but I brought the materials we need. I don't want to waste any time. We have so much to get done today and so little time to do it. So let's go ahead and get over to that portal. And while we're making our way over to this nether portal, I want to go ahead and remind you to like this video if you haven't done so already, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're almost to 5,000 subscribers, and I couldn't be more thankful for all the support you guys have given me. And inside this lovely crimson chest, we have a bottle of dimensional tears or tears. I think it can be either. It says rhymes with scares, but I think sometimes it'll say rhymes with fears, so it can be both. We also have a fire charge as an emergency in case we need to get back. So these are some good items, and I don't think we have enough blocks to get to the nether here. I can go ahead and grab this guy up, but I don't think we can use the crying obsidian to make our portal. Actually, with these corner bits, we might have just enough to get by. Let me take a look. Yeah, miraculously, somehow we do have exactly enough. Once I get this final piece right here, that should be enough for a perfect portal. Sometimes the gods of Minecraft do smile down upon me. It's rare, but it does happen. Last block right there, and all I need to do is make myself some flint and some steel and plop it in the portal right there. I think I could have used the tears as well. Yeah, I definitely could have used the tears. Either way, we have ourselves another portal. I'll go ahead and quickly whip up ourselves a blaze burner just in case we get on the other side of this portal and there's immediately a blaze that we want to capture. I'm also going to take this gold. Why would I overturn this gold? I cannot forget about the gold. All right, anyway, into the portal we go, and what awaits us on the other side could be horrors. Not too bad of a spawn. It seems we've got... Hello! Hi! How are you guys? I think I've forgotten to wear, gold, so that's not great. Quickly, better make myself a helmet. Alright, just like that, we are safe from the wrath of the piglins. Okay, so let's go looking for a blaze. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Get away, get away. Ooh, I hate these things. These things are the worst. These like nether mosquitoes, they're awful. We're gonna run into quite a few new villains in this. Hello? Oh God! Oh, what are you? What in the world are you? Oh. Yeah, like I said, quite a few new villains on our expeditions. So the only way to find blazes is gonna be with a nether fortress. So I will catch up with you guys as soon as something interesting happens, or I find nether fortress, or hopefully both of those happen at the same time. Oh, that would have been treacherous. That would have been the end of everything. Oh, yeah, I think I found one right up ahead. Absolutely. Oh, and there's a blaze right there. Okay, if we can get over there without alerting the guard, all we gotta do is right click on one and we should be able to capture it. So watch this. I'm just gonna ninja move inside real quick. I'm just gonna yoink. Ah! Oh no, that wasn't good. Oh no, I messed it up. I messed it up. Okay, I am in no mood to fight right now, so I gotta find my way out of this real quick. Now the good thing is, once we actually get the blaze, we can just teleport back with these bottles right here, this bottle of dimensional tears. And that is gonna be a-okay. The question is gonna be, how do I get this back? Ah! Oh, he got me! Oh, he got me right between the eyes. Oh, this might be the end. Oh, it's not the end yet. Okay, I'm gonna try to find some food. I'm gonna try to find some food maybe somewhere over here. Maybe that'll be the answer. Well, I mean, this is an option. Don't know if it's the smartest option, but it is an option we have. Oops. Right, okay, well that didn't quite go as expected, but I'm back, we're back here, and I've got my stuff back, and I'm gonna throw my obituary back over here, and we should be set now to go back and get that blaze burner. Okay, so all we have to do is wait for one blaze to spawn now. Just one blaze spawning, and there's one right there. Got it! Got it! Running! I'm running! I'm running! Alright, well we got what we came for. In fact, let's tear out of here, shall we? I should just drink this, and I'm teleported safely back home. A fantastic feature if ever there was one. And so now with a little bit of crafting, we should have everything we need in order to make ourselves the mixer. So all I'm gonna do is go in here and use some iron sheets and some andesite alloy to create a whisk. And then I think I just have to put it together like this with a cog and an andesite casing, and we get ourselves a mechanical mixer. Now the mechanical mixer is going to be really good, but we have to find a way to hook it up to our system here, and unfortunately with the way this is, we are going to need a horizontal gear. So I think I'm gonna have to start bringing this up into the attic space. Again, we're gonna make a sawmill today, so we'll have some more space eventually, but right now, let me make some more small cogs, bring this up into this region. Really trying not to lose any speed that we have here. So what I'm gonna do is something akin to this. And then what I should be able to do is, if I can get it to work right, boom, big gear like that, and then, oh, almost. Oh, and I've overstressed the system, so that is something that can absolutely happen. So what I need to do is take something off of this. Yeah, it appears that this contraption is overstressed. We haven't had to deal with that yet, but that is something we'll have to deal with later. So I'm gonna remove the press for now, because all we need to do is work with our lovely, hold on, let me get past the gears, mixer, which is working right there. So I'm gonna put this basin down underneath it, and this is basically how we create brass. So again, temporary setup, but what I need to do is actually come up under here and place that blaze burner right inside of there. And we can fuel this blaze burner with anything from blaze rods to coal to anything at all that is a fuel source. Best one is definitely blaze cakes, which is something we'll be able to craft later. But for now, we've only got coal, and I should just be able to right-click, or do I drop my zinc in here? Ah, that's new. It used to be right-click, but now it is actually drop it into the basin there. And okay, so we have it mixing there, and we can see those particle effects, and eventually, out of here, we can get 4 brass ingots. So what I'm gonna do is use this brass and some of this cinnabar right here in order to make these deployers, which this is our brass hand we need, and I'm gonna use some redstone to create this polished rose quartz and an iron plate, and then that'll all be wonderful. But I think I wanna spare you guys the pain of going through all that crafting, so I will be right back once we have all of our objects. So I've been down here looking for redstone because I accidentally turned all my cinnabar into polished cinnabar, which I need regular rough cinnabar to turn that into redstone. But while I was mining, I found this biome called the Mantle, I think. Is this the Mantle Caves, which is awesome, but also incredibly rich with diamonds. I have found so many diamonds since just being in this one region, which that's pretty cool. Okay, and now we have our deployers after a very, very long trip down into the mines. And I've already gone ahead and shut this system off here. Let me get rid of some of these fallen leaves, which have a weird texture glitch to them. And now what we're gonna do is see about adding on these deployers. I think the best way is gonna be bringing off another set of logs just like that, because there are enough saplings in here to keep them going. So all I have to do is come up under here and go 1, 2, 3, and they're facing the wrong direction. So this is a great time to get into a very essential piece of Create, which is a wrench. And with this wrench, we are able to interact with Create-based blocks to rotate them or to change their settings in different fun ways. So I should be able to right-click on the bottom of these, maybe on the side. That'll do it right there. So if I just place these just like that, that's perfect. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a filter on all of these to show just saplings. And what that's gonna ensure is that any sapling that comes into here is going to be sent down into the deployer, not any sort of logs or other objects that could get in the way. And with that, if I'm not mistaken, is that correct in terms of the height? I think that is right. Oh, I also need to add this extra mechanical saw right here, because I think that's right. I think that's where we need it to be, or do I need to bring it out one? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and super glue this together just like that, and I think that's all the gluing that is necessary. I'll add these extra windmills back on. It'll be a little lopsided, but it'll keep the same rotational speed we had. And with that, I believe, oh no, it's not attached. What? Right, I forgot to attach the super glue right there. So now that log set should be glued on now. That looks about right. For safety, I'm gonna do that. And now rotate. And as you can see, the deployers are going to work with some saplings, and they are going to place saplings in exactly the correct spots where they need to be. I am a little concerned about this middle section. I might need to bring those saws out by one, as well as the deployers. But again, if there are problems, we can solve those pretty easily. But that is now an automatic setup, fully functional tree farm. And with that ready, that's gonna continue fueling our project, because it is now time to get into the sawmill, which I have the cornerstone of right here. And I've already built this in creative mode. And in the future, we'll be able to take some of those builds that I do in creative and actually bring them in using a schematic cannon. But we don't have that technology yet. So for now, we're just gonna have to do it by hand. But in order to fulfill this project, I am gonna need a lot of resources. So I'm gonna do a little montage broken up by some parts where I'll come back in and explain what I'm doing. But until then, I will see you guys after the montage. I think that tree got struck by lightning. Huh. Now, one thing we're gonna need a lot of is a special little block that I find to be very, very nice looking for walls. And that's gonna be a spruce framed wall. It's a very, I think I make it like this, perhaps like this. That's better. Now with Builder's Delight, we get a lot of options here, and I think I need to make some like this, and then I need to make some in the opposite direction as well. But these frame blocks sort of create that rustic, kind of medieval, or even colonial look that I really like to go for with some of these builds. So I'm gonna go up here, because the entire second floor of this operation is gonna be made out of these blocks. So for instance, like up here, I'm going to be using these like so. One like that, and then on this side, one here, a blank one here, so I'm gonna leave that space right there, and then one just like that. And it's made out of wool, so I can break it very easily, and, oh, I think I got him backwards. Oh no, I didn't. It's a mirrored pattern, or it's not a mirrored pattern on the other side. But that is kind of what we're gonna go for, if you can kind of see that diagonal structure line. But this is a very interesting block, a little hard to create, but one that will really bring this build together. And it's dark. Oh god, yeah, the sun's gone down. Okay, and with a lot of hard work out of the way, we have a pretty good structure for our sawmill, minus, of course, a roof and some smaller details. And for both of those, we're going to need to create some different kinds of blocks, and there's a creeper in the sawmill. Hi, how are you? Okay, now that we're here in the safety of the upstairs, I want to show you guys what we're going to be making. We are going to be making framed blocks. It is an incredibly resourceful mod, especially if you want to have a lot of blocks that don't come in normal Minecraft types. Like, I've got some block mods that add wool stairs and things like that, but this mod helps fill in any of those gaps that might be left over after some of those mods have been installed. Like, if I want to have this patchy wool, I don't think the wool stair mod has that in it, so I could do that with frame blocks. So we're gonna need a lot of these frame blocks right here, and luckily I have a lot of pine logs right here, which we will use to create an infinite supply of them. Yeah, this might seem like overkill, but honestly we are gonna need a lot of these, because other than just a regular frame block, we're gonna need stairs, and we're gonna need pillars, and we're gonna need a lot of other things. So I'm gonna show you guys kind of the basics of how we get into this. So let's say I wanted to have some stairs. Let me get up here on top of the wall here, and I can show you exactly how we would go about putting these stairs on. The general idea being we just kind of place them as your standard fare, so we would have a strip just like that going all the way up and down. But once I right click on this block with any block that I'm holding, it takes on the attributes of that texture. So this basically allows us to make any type of stair, any type of shaped block we want. And what I want for now is actually this red terracotta shingle from cork. And technically there are vertical, horizontal, stairs. There are all sorts of block variants for this. But I want to go ahead and put these in place as such because I do plan to replace this roof eventually. Later, I want to use Immersive Weathering's rusted plate iron as our roof, but that only comes in a block. So obviously we're going to need to have some frame blocks there. So I might as well just go ahead and get the frame blocks done now. Now, red terracotta shingles isn't a crazy expensive recipe, although getting clay to make this terracotta in the first place is going to be quite a tall order. And with this episode running a little bit long already, I want to go ahead and just skip forward to the end of this build. I'm going to take some time off camera, spend a couple days working on this, getting some details in, and eventually we will have ourselves a wonderful looking sawmill. So again, I will catch up with you guys shortly, and I will see you once this operation is done. And without further ado, I would like to introduce you all to the finished sawmill, or at least finished to this point, as it's kind of obvious here I want to expand it this way a little bit. I want to try to incorporate obviously the tree farm into it. It's some capacity, but really today's priority was getting the building in place, and what a lovely building it is. So we've got a lot of sections to show off. Right here is, I should actually show it because I didn't have it placed before. We've got 2 water wheels out here, and that's going to be the source of our power coming through here. And if you come over here, that is where our axle is going to come through. And I'm thinking about having a system of gears, kind of increasing our ratio so we have much more speed and torque behind this. Right in this corner, right here is just kind of a chest I've stored our logs in and some saplings. I'm eventually going to turn this into something, though exactly what I don't know at this point. And right here, through here is what we're going to wrap up today's episode by installing really quickly, and that's gonna be our mechanical saw system. We've got a front entrance over here, but if we come out here on this lovely little landing here, we have this beautiful view, as well as this small shedded area and this outdoor patio, and so there's gonna be a lot of storage and things we can do here. Again, I built a lot of this with the potential for things to be built in it without knowing exactly what was gonna go where, but up here on our second floor is gonna be the living quarters, so I'm gonna probably decorate this up, make this my main base of operations. I think this is where we're gonna live most of the time when we're not working on stuff. We'll have a lot of different bases set up around our different regions. I really want to focus this building's purpose on being a sawmill, but this upstairs area is probably gonna be our main headquarters, and I have a balcony out here. Absolutely lovely. But now I want to take you around front here because, like I said, I want to go ahead and install our mechanical saw. And the idea behind this is that all of the trees that get chopped, right now I'm chopping down spruce because I need a little bit more spruce right now because it started overproducing on pine. But the idea being that we're going to conveyor belt these into here, probably have it straight on right here, rebuild up the actual tree farm here, bring them across a conveyor belt, and have them go across a system of saws. And then it'll kind of branch off into 3 tracks, equally splitting up the logs, so some of them stay logs, some of them will become planks, and then some of them will become, I think I can make them become specific crafted items. So what I think I want to do right now is go ahead and get a saw up and running without any conveyor belts, because we don't have any conveyor belts at the moment, and we'll need kelp for that, which I think we'll take a journey on our boat next episode in order to do that. But for now, let's just get the saw in place and kind of set up the general framework for how this is gonna look. So I think the idea is it's gonna go like right here. Ooh, gotta rotate that with my wrench here. Oh, gotta figure out which way best rotates that. That's exactly what I want. And then I think I'm gonna need to turn this gearbox that I made into a vertical gearbox, just like that, because we're gonna be running this line up under here. Then I'll come down here with a shaft, just like so. And then I will need another gearbox as well. So let me make one up real quick. And then I'll just put another vertical gearbox down here. Now, technically, I could use a chain drive on that, and I might upgrade it to that. How much is a chain drive? Chain drive actually isn't that expensive. So let me see if I can whip a couple up real quick, and we might use a chain drive because that'd be a great chance to showcase that. I'm also gonna take this time to move the bed really quickly so we can go ahead and move into our less cluttered space here. Oh, it's so beautiful to look at sunset. I love this build. I spent a lot of time working on this in creative, and bringing it into here, into the survival world it's been such a pleasure to do. I'm still getting used to a lot of these create things. Haven't explored too deeply into create, so that's why I'm very excited to get this series underway. But if I run a chain drive just like that, I can also rotate the chain drive. Is that correct? I can, look at that. That's pretty good. So this energy basically gets pushed into that energy without the need for multiple gearboxes. I get it. That's amazing. That's wonderful. And of course, right down here is where our energy is going to come from. And I'm just gonna increase this ratio by 1 just so we get a little bit of rotation. I'll speed this up. I'll make a much more complicated system off camera, but for today's sake, I'm just gonna make this. Can I turn this back into a regular gearbox? I can, perfect. And I can put that regular gearbox right there. And then I can just take some shafts and I can continue not in that direction, just like so, and I'm 1 short. That's perfect right there. And so that's gonna get that running. We can always, yep, we can see that it's actually running the opposite direction that I need it to be going. Although, I guess either way it works. But that's kind of the beginning of our sawmill, and I do want to add these structural supports. I thought these might look pretty good as kind of a framing for it. Yeah, that kind of helps out a lot. But as I said, let me get this covered up, make it look all nice. Maybe I don't want it to look nice. Maybe I want it to look a little bit cluttered in here. But that is the start of a sawmill. A very simple one. And like I said, we'll have bunch of conveyor belts going along this way, and it's gonna look really nice. But that is going to do it for today's episode. We got a lot done in a little bit of time, and I cannot wait for the next episode. Trust me, you will not have to wait long either for the next episode. It will be out next week on schedule. But thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like this video and also subscribe if you're new, because we have a lot more videos coming soon. But as always, my name is Daniel, and I'll see you guys next time.